Even the world's toughest critic finds himself on the ropes every now and again. And whenever that happens, I make the hot tag to the dummy. Choose from several delicious flavors with no harmful ingredients and no BS. Go to www.w.gg today, enter promo code Lucha Review for your 10% discount on the best energy drink on the planet today. In tonight's episode of Lucha Review, Jason Voorhees goes to hell. And there's a very good chance that us viewers are going to be going down with him. Give me that hot tag, and let's get this over with.
If you remember from last week, Jason's visit to New York City was cut short when he was melted down in a wave of toxic waste. For this movie, though, your memory will be useless to you. Not only did the writers put him back in Crystal Lake like he never left, but they couldn't even be bothered to incorporate any of the building blocks that make Friday the 13th what it is. To their credit, though, they try something that's never been done in a Friday before when they blow him up into several pieces and send them to be examined in the name of science. However, at no point throughout the chain of custody does anyone realize the heart is still beating. The coroner eventually sees it, and he's like, but science and stuff. And what do you do when you encounter something that can't be explained by science and stuff? Apparently you take a fucking bite out of it and you become the Incredible Hulk. As noted from last week, Jason's abilities seem to expand with every movie, and with this installment, he's capable of possessing new bodies like Venom's alien symbiote. In this 1993 movie, not one of us fans had any idea he could do that, but this fucking cowboy apparently does, and he's bound to put the masked man away once and for all. Meanwhile, the town near Crystal Lake has turned the Voorhees legend into a tourist attraction. Working in this attraction is the kid's sister we never knew he had, because in the 8 titles and 15 years that came and went before this movie came out, the only relative of his that we knew of was his mother. The presence of horny teenagers looking to have sex in the woods is the only Friday the 13th nuance that remains in Jason Goes to Hell. Otherwise, it's fallen without a budget big enough for a Rolling Stones song. In fact, it didn't even have a budget for a band. We're talking about one of the biggest horror franchises in the world, and granted, it never had much of a soundtrack beyond unintelligible echoes in the woods, but those echoes at least created more suspense than a fucking Casio. So the 5-minute plot here is that Jason's heart has to travel from host to host until it finds its way to one of his relatives, and that's the only way he can be reborn. We're talking about a kid who drowned in a lake here. This all could have been avoided if he possessed someone who could actually swim. And here's another question for you. If he has to possess one of his relatives to be reborn, then what the fuck was the point of him killing his sister? Luckily, that sister has both a daughter and a grandchild still kicking, so Jason has 2 more chances to finish his mission. However, since they're both part of the Voorhees family, they both have the power to kill him, and you got a 50-50 chance of guessing which one of them succeeds. P.S. This cowboy's fucking weird. He's surrounded by people who want to help him, and he makes sure they're completely incapable of doing that when he breaks their fingers. Then again, Doogie Howser over here is capable of operating a firearm in spite of his injury, so common sense be damned. And copyrights can fuck right off too, because what the hell is the Necronomicon doing here for no discernible reason whatsoever? His niece Jessica wants nothing to do with her responsibility in this quest to kill Jason, and for that matter neither do I, so let's just wrap this up and explain why this movie is important in spite of itself. Here, this scene right here is the only reason why this movie was made or remembered. And I'm sure it came as a big shock to the 17 people who saw this in theaters, but it doesn't stop this jobber from floundering at the bottom of the car. The sad part is that this is still not the worst Jason movie there is. Subscription is free. And be sure to share this video and treat yourself to some Lucha Review swag at my Redbubble store. Shirts, buttons, stickers, and other fun items are waiting for you in the link below. Thanks for the hot tag, and I'll see you next time.